I mean, you lived in a little digs called the Shack in Stellenbosch. And then in your first year, you guys decided, you're going to build a half pipe or a quarter pipe in the backyard. How did that end and how did it go? How did the concept come about?
Yes, very, very fond memories of my Stellenbosch days. Digs, had I had a time machine, I'd go straight back. We were quite a busy bunch, built a little home pub there, braais all day long, all week long, and then decided to take it to another level, move the cars out the parking lots, put them in the streets, and built a little mini ramp. Went very well for about 3 days until my housemate broke his leg. His dad was there not too long after, asking us what the hell we think we were doing when we were supposed to be studying, and they're paying all this money for us to get an education. Although I'd argue that it definitely honed on or sharpened my skills, my agility, but then I probably didn't really bring that too much through in my pro rugby game.
Flo, if you ever again speak about your ability and add the word agility to that, please. You were a lot of things. You were great at a lot of things. Agile is not one of those, so please. Okay.
Just to paint the picture, like back then, Flo was known as the Mullet Man. So it was like all business up front, and then a mullet pretty much, Flo, you got to get us a photo of that. They're pretty much right to the middle of your back. And the first time everyone told me, no, I've got to go watch the Mullet Man play rugby. He was playing Western Province under 21, curtain raiser to us. There was another game before it. So I went to sit on the bench, watch the Mullet Man strut his stuff, Floki. The next moment, I saw him chasing the loose head of the Leopards under 21s, running around talking about rage with the Mullet Man. This guy was Vickers Blau, who later joined us, unbeknown to me. Eventually got him over the advertising boards, followed through with a headbutt, red card, end of the game. That's the first time I saw the Mullet Man run around in Newlands.
Let me just stop you there. Allegedly, there was a red card given, there was a hearing held and found not guilty.
Because you guys were behind the advertising boards. They couldn't see you guys. Or the mullet was in the way. The mullet must have flopped over.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I mean, those were the days of pushing boundaries. I went for the mullets in the early 2000s. Schalk, you had the long blonde locks to the shoulders, pretty cool. Wild man, and we had John de Villiers with frosted tips. I mean, that was also a thing. I think when
frosted tips,
in the late 90s when some of the boy bands were getting together. But I mean, it was cool.